Borno State Governor Professor Babagana Zulum has decided to seek divine intervention by declaring Monday, May 19th, today, as a day of voluntary fasting and prayer across the state due to the persistent insecurity. The governor made this announcement in a statewide broadcast on Saturday in Maiduguri, the state capital. He emphasized that his initiative aims to seek divine assistance and strengthen the public's resolve in the face of ongoing security threats affecting the state. While describing the fast as a spiritual yet communal demonstration of resilience, Babagana Zulum noted that fasting is more than a personal spiritual act. It is a communal expression of our shared hope. Through prayer and reflection, we can strengthen our unity, renew our resilience, and restore our collective purpose. While calling for public participation in the fast, the governor emphasized that the state government is not relenting on concrete steps to counter insecurity and revealed ongoing efforts with federal authorities to revamp the security framework and provide better support for personnel. Okay. Well, I still want to get your thoughts on this. Since they say we should follow kinetic and non-kinetic approach over the insecurity. Okay, spirituality in that aspect. I really don't know what to say on that, but let's get your thoughts on what you make of this decision by Borno State Governor calling for voluntary prayer and fasting against the insurgents. And I'm sure you're aware actually of the serious insurgents going on in Borno State. So what do you make of this decision?
Well, his statement, as far as I'm concerned, tantamounts to religious witchcraft or witchcrafty.
I do not understand, please.
Okay, if you don't understand, when you seek to exploit the religiosity of the people for evil to continue or to thrive, I call that witchcraft. So
you're saying this decision is not going to yield anything?
He knows what he's doing. I'm being very careful. There are certain language I don't want to use. If not, I would have used a language that you would think I place a curse on him. If you know how much the governor receives each month as security vote, right? He's just trying to engage the people, the poor masses who are victims. I mean, people are being killed in droves like fowls, and it doesn't matter to these so-called leaders.
So you think calling for voluntary prayer and fasting is not going to yield results?
It's a joke.
For the people.
It's a joke. He's joking, and he knows he's not discharged at the bar of his conscience making such declaration. Deep inside of him, he knows that he's not sincere. And let me say this, you won't stop me from saying it.
Barrister Manki, I will stop you if you're not going to say.
No. Don't permit me. I'm being very honest.
In your honesty.
Yes, in my honesty.
Let's hear. But it's not going to be.
What is happening in Borno to the vulnerable? May he and his family be victims.
But that's a cause, Barrister Manki.
Does it sound that way?
Yes.
No, I don't think so.
No, I know you're trying to be honest in your thoughts. That's why I said if it's not going to be insulting. Or
see, the law has failed that we are not resorting to God.
The results. Aren't you a religious person?
No, wait. I said the law has failed. Have you not had somebody boasted in this country to say that if you are not satisfied with the decision of the Supreme Court, appeal to God?
Aren't you?
Have you not had?
Aren't you a religious person? So
no, I'm expressing my religious disposition.
So if he expresses his religious disposition on this aspect, why do you have to lay a curse on him?
I didn't lay a curse. It's a point.
What did you make?
Okay, hold on. Let me repeat myself.
You made a statement.
I made a statement.
Said something.
Yes. I said.
I'm not asking you to repeat it, please, Barrister Manki. I'm asking you to actually take it back, if you can, because I really don't know why you have to make that statement.
That I wish that my leader should be in my position. What is happening to me should happen to him.
So you're trying to use a legislative thought on me right now.
No.
That was a curse you placed on him, isn't it?
Oh my God. Why are you saying this?
Okay, are you wishing him well in that?
Sure. Life goes around. I wish him well, himself and the family. Or you want me to limit it to him comprehensively? That I wish him well. That may what is happening to a citizen, may he be a beneficiary.
So you do not think he is also actually a beneficiary on that aspect, deciding to call for this prayer and fasting?
This prayer and fasting. He is only calling for that prayer and fasting so that the monthly security vote will continue to come in. That's all. There are those who engineered this idea to him. Is it not Zamfara State?
Borno
State. Good. If they tell you the resources that is in this state, natural resources, this insecurity you are hearing about is about solid mineral resources. And these people are beneficiaries. See, here we are in River State. Are you hearing that the Navy, Air Force, and Army, their duty now is killing of the youth, enterprising youth of the oil producing areas against what they call economic sabotage?
Illegal refinery.
Yes. Yes.
Are they doing it legally? If it was illegal,
no, they call them economic sabotage. That's the name they give to them to eliminate them.
Okay.
Right?
But then are they directly eliminating them, or they
are killing them? Those who cannot be killed.
Performing illegal refinery.
There are two ways to it. Those that cannot be. That's what I did my research work on. Those that cannot be killed, they use the law to send them to prison.
But why would they engage in such activity to get killed, and then you put it that on the other way around, that they're being killed in that aspect?
Did you listen to Oshomole recently?
Yes.
Good. Exposing the criminal enterprise that is going on in Nigeria.
That's not actually where we're referring to. We're actually talking about this Borno State situation. I am aware.
I
know you are aware.
What is happening in Borno State?
Okay.
Right? The governor is merely diverting the attention of the people. When he's activating the religious angle or the boat, is tampering with the religious boat of the people, is to make them docile, to make them feel that the government is up to something good. You know, this country is deeply religious. A lot of people are religiously enslaved. So
you're not in the way, because that's why I asked you if you're a religious person.
Yes.
You're not in any way advocating that this prayer and fasting would yield any results.
Anything. See, I have problem even in Nigeria. There's this young man called Peter, what is that his name? Who is doing a very fantastic job. I've been sharing his posts. Randy Peters, right? He's doing a fantastic job. There is one that he did recently about electoral reform. The moment there is electoral reform in this country, all the shenanigans of these, our majority criminal-minded self-imposed political opportunities will crash overnight. And I am supporting him that we are going to take a move to the National Assembly to let them know, even though they want to pass the law that if you don't vote, you go to 60. All that we want is electoral reform. We must do electronic voting in this country. The moment that is done, we are catching them by the jugular. And that is the way forward.
So if you're not for this decision by the Borno State Governor Zulum calling for this prayer, what do you think is the next step that should have been done? Although they said that troops have actually been, fighting against this terrorist happening to the residents of Borno State.
You see what the man is doing?
Most of these communities are actually affected.
You see what the man is doing? Is that asking us to pray to the God of Israel. Have you been to Israel?
No, I haven't.
Make sure you go. Okay. Save money and go there.
Okay.
When you get to Israel, you know that there is a power that is keeping that state of Israel. They defend themselves. Then you are asking me to pray to the God of Israel that they defend themselves against terror. And then you are now asking me to pray to the God of Israel. In what sense? Are you joking or you are serious? Those who arm themselves. In fact, the entire Arab world is in the palm of the Israeli security.
You're not calling for the self-defense here, Barrister Manki, are you?
Of course you know that. That is the way forward.
How would that be the way forward? Do you know most of those communities that affected the inhabitants of those communities?
I am telling you that it is on record.
You know most of them are underage. They are already, how do I say it? Grappling for strength. So why would you call for self-defense in that aspect, please?
If you talk, you will die. If you don't talk, you will die.
So you're not.
What do you do in the circumstance? People have reached out to me and warned me that the way you are talking, be very careful. They may come after you.
Well, I do not think self-defense is actually the way forward. We know that the president has actually called most of the security chiefs on the way forward over this. It might not be as fast as they actually... I'm not going to side anybody on that aspect, because self-defense will actually cause more clash.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
What's your question?
Is it defensible the way Nigerians, indigenous population are being wiped out?
How would they defend themselves, please? I'm not asking you to actually make that statement, because I am not for it. I'm not going to let you call for self-defense on that aspect.
See, the DSS, the head of DSS has called for self-defense. T.Y. Danjuma has called for self-defense. In fact, they set up a panel.
The head of DSS, he took back his word and said the self-defense wasn't going to work because...
He told you so?
He did not. I've not met him.
Okay, what did he recommend outside that?
He's
talking about his own community. His own community. Because he knows that he cannot defend the people. He said, you people have to be supervised, organized. He mentioned a particular community that terrorists don't dare visit that community because they dared a fatal blow on the terrorists. Took all their weapons from them. Self-defense,
he said, will cause more anarchy than the
Which
way
anarchy?
It's so I remember that statement. That
okay, those who are being killed, like fowls, right?
Okay.
Then the next community, you are telling me, okay, you are recommending the direction of Adesina under Buhari, who told Nigerian indigenous population that they should hand over their land peacefully to the terrorists instead of being killed. What are you living for? As we are talking now, Nigerians are in IDP camp while terrorists are taking over their lands. I told you my own conspiracy theory. That's why I'm an analyst. I have watched the body language of this present government, this present APC government. And I've said this, and nobody will be able to contradict me. The facts are there. That it appeared to me that two things that brought this government aligned with to come into office. One, there seemed to be an alliance with terrorists and then imperialist policies.
No, I will not agree to that.
I'm an analyst.
You have said, you have made analyst,
yes. It's my analytical
position before,
so you
and
have
I said no, because
back.
You do not have a backing to this. And I know that
I have
asked you if you have evidence of the statement, and you say yes. You don't have you provided anyone.
Now, okay, let me make it clear.
You've not provided.
Can I make it?
Do you know what an evidence is?
Can I make it?
Well, okay, I'm not asking you. Do you if you know? You actually know what an evidence is?
Yes.
Barrister Mankin. When you're in the courtroom and you present a case
yes.
for or against someone.
Yes.
Making your statement, you're required to present a proof and evidence or whatsoever, and it has to be a tangible evidence. Although they call witnesses and all of that make statements, you either have a CCTV camera, a footage, a picture, or something.
The world has gone beyond that.
You're the one that made the statement
of the technology. The matter will just finish.
Yes.
That is to tell you that the world has shifted.
How do you make evidence to such?
If you were a judge,
just with do you make that verbally?
Hold on. If you were a judge,
okay,
and I feel that you will bias in my matter before you, having gotten an information that you are married to somebody, you are married to another family connected to the claimant in this matter, and I raise that in the court. The moment you are able to verify and confirm that yes, that family you got married to, that the head of that family is a relation to the claimant in this matter, the best thing you should do is to rescue yourself and say for the purpose of independence, right? So that it will not be perceived. Because justice must not only be seen to be done.
If you're persecuting a domestic violence, an individual that victimized a woman on the domestic violence,
yes,
and she comes to you and say, my husband has been battering me for a long time,
yes,
and she does not have evidence of, probably picture evidence of scars on her skin or whatnot, although she will make the statement known to you and give you stories and statements,
yes,
it will be rather difficult to prove that, especially if there are people that stand as witness against that statement. You know, it will be rather difficult to convince me as a judge. that this woman has actually been victimized in her home by her husband. That is why I'm trying to still tell you, this statement, analytical position that you have been making so far, you do not have a body, an evidence over it. So I don't think you have to keep saying that or keep making that statement over the president-led administration, if I may say.
You know, watching at your menu, I don't know. I can't place a categorical position on it. But
so are you going to take back your word on that, Pastor Mikey? Please do take back your word on that statement.
You know what I'm laughing? You know, you can't see your face. I'm watching at your face,
okay,
which we call the menu in the law court.
Okay.
The judge is in a position to see our faces when we argue. Like somebody who is standing a criminal trial, you tell the person, be moderate in your addressing, right? Because it can migrate the mind of the court.
I'm still waiting for you to take back your word on that aspect, Barrister Mankey.
Where do you want me to take my word?
The parts of your two analytical positions.
My analytical position.
Yes.
Then what makes me an analyst? You can say...
Well, you do not have proof of other statements, please.
Okay. My God.
You do not.
Oh, my God.
Until we get to see those proofs, then we can agree with your analytical position.
Chidima, did you go to Panya or you are here?
I'm in Port Harcourt.
You're in Port Harcourt?
Yes.
You don't look somebody who is outdated. You are current. You know what is happening.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
All around. Even in element here, the insecurity. All over around us here. These people are untouchable.
Barrister Mankey, you're still...
Nothing.
Well, we will go on a quick break. When we return, we will discuss the rest of the
Well, let's see whether the apology will come there.